Vegas in the playoffs. No Vegas in the playoffs. No Vegas in the playoffs. Go on, how does it feel, Chance? How does it feel? Go on, tell us, how does it feel to have your wildest hopes and dreams dashed? Go on, how does it feel? Woo! Oh, that's New York. Oh! Alright. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock these last couple of weeks, then you will know that it happened, folks. It finally happened. The Vegas Golden Knights have missed the playoffs for the first time ever in their short and yet irritating existence. But it has happened. The Brats have been dismantled. The Misfits clipped. They will not be contending for Lord Stanley's Cup this season. No, I know a lot of them, if any of them will be there to watch Sharky, I don't really will, but I know a lot of them fans are thinking, hang on, you missed it too. Yeah, but we're the ones who missed it for the first time in our existence. I need to say campaign, didn't I? So, nah. Right, more. Okay, we're used to it by now. Okay, because we've missed the playoffs for a couple of times now in our existence, in our almost 30+ years. Okay, so that's not going to really affect us anymore. But you guys, I've done it for the first time ever, and you're crashing back down to earth. Now, I think we should get this straight, shouldn't we, Sharky, on the record? I mean, yeah, you just stick. I know. I don't like him being here either, but it's a name and shame. It's name and shame, okay? We're naming and shaming, so you've got to put up with it, okay? Okay? Don't worry. I'll put you back with... Just get through it. You can, when we're done, you can go and be wiki ducky. There we go! There we go! There we go. There we go. Just there, but no. Okay, so I think we should make it very clear. We're not making this video to rub the salt in, okay? I know the opening has not gone like that. We're not making this video to make Vegas Golden Knights fans feel bad about themselves, okay? If you want to support Vegas and that tyrannical machine, go ahead. I mean, as I say, in sports, we all pick our poison, okay? So if you want to do that, go ahead. We're not doing this to shame you or to make you feel bad about yourselves. We're doing this to give you a massive reality check. It's like a wake up video, right? You know, wake up, Vegas. Okay, you know, we're giving you a dose of reality because BGK fans, this is going to be becoming a recurring pattern for you as you go on in existence in league. Okay. What you need to know now is, now you've had this experience, what you need to know is, and understand is, you're not going to be Stanley Cup Finals contender every year. Okay? Sometimes you will end up falling short, as we saw Vegas do this season. Particularly if you look at some of their stats, I mean, quite close in terms of the records. Between home and road and everything. Although what is actually interesting is, Sharky, if we did the playoffs my way, he would get through. I know he would. No, he would. If we did the playoffs my way, and have the 4th place division team as the wild card, as the division wild card, he would go through because Vegas finished 4th. So I know. So, yeah. So this is what the answer is. You're not going to be contenders every single year. Sometimes it just won't work. No matter how many times you try to do differently, it just won't work. So you've been on your high horse for 5 years now. Okay, You've had the bandwagon. You've had the bandwagon. Now comes the big test. Now comes the big test for the Vegas Golden Knights. Can you keep your fan base despite missing the postseason? Because that's the big test. The big test now is not if your fans are staying for the highlights, it's where they're staying for the bad times too. And that's what makes a good fan base. A good fan base is where they stick with the team through thick and thin, whether we're riding high or in literally rock bottom. And I'm not gonna sing the song. We don't need to mix Eurovision and hockey. We don't need to do that. I'm not gonna sing the song. You know, that's the true test of fans. Can you stick with your team through thick and thin? So for all you Vegas Golden fans, this is now your big test. Can you stick with this team despite what it's been through? But okay, so yeah, so the whole point of this video is we're not here to shame you. We're not here to make you feel bad about yourselves. We're not. Okay, if you want to root for the Tara Eichel machine, go ahead. What we are here to do today is give you this little dose of reality. Okay, we're going to bring you back down to earth now, because this is what you need to do eventually, because this is going to be something that's going to become now more of a recurrence. Because who knows, in say another 10, 15 years time, you could end up missing the playoffs like maybe 5 or 6 times, you know. So get used to this feeling now, because trust me, this will not be the last time you miss the playoffs. Okay, it will not. But okay, so you just get used to it now, so that when it does keep happening again, you will be used to that feeling. But in a way, you guys only have yourselves to blame, because what Vegas has become established for across the last 5 years is they've become a team that likes to sort of, I'm doing the action, Sharky, sort of wants to reel in big fish, and then once they've reeled them in, they ink them to big, lengthy contracts. And that hurts you in the long run in terms of cap space. And cap space has been an issue for Vegas for so many years now. We even saw it during this off-season that we had going into the start of the year, where they let go Marc-Andre Fleury. They let him go, trade into Chicago to try and free up some cap space. And yet you didn't learn your lesson. You didn't learn a lesson, because immediately you then added that cap space back by acquiring another big fish in the form of Jack Eichel. I mean, I can remember that trade fondly, because they announced the fire lists during, actually, this is quite irony. They announced the 2 fires for Jack Eichel during our game, Sharky, against Buffalo, which was on ESPN. And they said it was between Calgary and Vegas. And I thought, right, that's interesting. And I thought he was going to go to Calgary. Because why would he go to Vegas? If he went to... Because Vegas don't need him. And I'm not sure Vegas would help Eichel either. If he went to Calgary, he would have bolstered up Calgary's offense brilliantly. He would have been a big help to them going forward, and it would benefit both sides. But of course, he goes to Vegas, and that just so it's another kind of example of the reeling in the big fish. But I don't believe they've inked him yet. No, because we're recording this podcast on May 9th, 2022. So that's how I record this podcast. We don't believe Jack Eichel's been inked. But what I would say to Eichel is, get out now! Get out now! Don't let yourself get inked, because it will, okay? Because it will be a lengthy contract, alright? Get out now while you still can! Run! Quick, run! Get out now! Alright, Jack Eichel, while you still can, before they ink you. Okay? Because once they've inked you, you're stuck. Ask Alex Pietrangelo. I bet he's wished he didn't do that now. Honestly. Because D'Angelo, he was a big fish for Vegas last year. They reeled him in from Louis, from the Blues. They reeled him in. They inked him to, I think it was 7. It might have been 7 years. And yet, he's not been able to provide for Vegas as he would have liked. And the Blues end up being the winners of that trade. As did Buffalo being the winners of this trade. Oh my god. I bet the Buffalo Sabres now are looking back thinking, oh, didn't we get the sweet deal there? Didn't we get the sweet, the better side of this deal? And oh look! Ha 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 ha! You're not in the playoffs. Ha ha! Sweet. But oh, I bet Sabres is watching this right now. He's thinking he's like the cat that's got the cream. Really has. Oh boy. Okay, so shall we relive the moment it all happened? Shall we relive it all? Okay, let's relive it. We won't go into the full details of that whole records. We'll just focus on those last 3 games, which ultimately seal the deal. Seal the deal. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah. So it's quite ironic as well because it was the first of 3 shootouts that Vegas went to, and they didn't score in any. So what was it? Was it 0 for 17 again? They were. Yeah, thank you, Sharky. It was 0 for 17 again. The Vegas were on 3 shootouts in a row. Yeah. So, going into our game on April the 24th, which, as we all know, it's that time of the year. What is it? What is it, Chance? A certain anniversary? Sharky knows. Yeah, Sharky knows. So anniversary, Chance, the free anniversary. Did you get? I'm sorry we didn't get your card, but it's not me. But we just didn't bother because we knew you wouldn't give us anything back. So, and the idea is we were playing the night before the back-to-back. Got a good win over Chicago. We came to this game thinking, right, well, yeah, despite everything that's going on, it's probably not going to go down well. And oh boy, was this match worth staying up for? Because obviously, remember, as you know, I am stationed here in England, Manchester, England. Born and raised in Manchester, England. Time difference is massive, but I'm used. But 13 years being a Shark now, I'm used to it. Oh my god, is this worth staying up for? Now we sort of knew that if we could be able to get a win in any fashion, it would put a big dent in Vegas' chances to clinch the last playoff spot. It wanted to definitely eliminate them for certain. That would rely on Dallas and Chicago. But this would have given Vegas a massive setback going into that final week and knowing they had 2 big games on their hand coming up on a back-to-back. And to get that win, well, I think to get it to overtime was brilliant because obviously when Vegas ran out that 2-goal lead towards the third, you thought, yep, here we go. It's running away from us, and we're going to have to rely on Dallas to do the deal. But we stuck in. You know, we've seen a lot of cat from our Cats victories over the season. We stuck in. We managed to get it tied. Buzzer beater. We go to the shootout, and Thomas Bordelot seal the deal. I remember when watching this thinking, oh no, Bob Bruno, what are you doing putting Bordelot in? Because he was still quite new to the Sharks. He's probably not had a shootout attempt yet. You're going to put him in with a chance to win the game, and yet, he did it. He did it. He did it. And it took me a while to work out, what were people going back on 23 for then? Oh yeah, because that was the number. Got the Goodrow Award to steal the deal 3 years ago. Right, so that now put the big dent into Vegas' chances and going to the game against Dallas. They knew they had to win now in any fashion to to try and keep their hopes alive. Well, in the end, that also went to a shootout. And again, Vegas would not record a single shot, and Dallas would win it by the score of 3-2. Now, I had spent the whole of that week working out the maths, doing the numbers, and after that loss, I basically concluded, done. You're out. You're out. Because even if Dallas lost their last 2 games and Vegas won their last 2 games, it wouldn't have been enough. Because the 2 teams would have been tied on points, and then you would go, like we had last year with you and Bernie, the team who got the President's Trophy, we would have gone on the tiebreakers. And in terms of regulation wins, Dallas had a few more than Vegas did. So really, even though going into April the 27th, where both sides, Dallas and Chicago and Vegas, both had second games to play the back-to-back, I chose to watch the Dallas one because I could have watched his in case it did go a bit, in case he did win and route Chicago support. But I watched Dallas because and see how they're doing and take my mind off it. And that's what we did. We did, Sharky. Yeah, we watched Dallas and Arizona. We sort of picked the less of the 2 evils here. But I'd sort of worked the maths and thought, well, that's it. It's over. It is over. Because even if Vegas had got the last 2 wins, Dallas lost the last 2 games, it wouldn't have mattered. Tiebreaker would have favoured Dallas. So, all we needed to see was the deal clinch. And all it was needed to do was for Dallas to go to overtime. That's all that needed to happen. Because really, all Dallas needed at that point was just 1 point, and that would be it. Out the door! You're going home! That's all they needed. It did look like they were on course to do it. They went to a 3-0 lead, but Howler didn't. Our boy Howler did well. Clawed it back, didn't he? Yes, he did. Clawed it back. He really clawed it back. And in the end, it got on. Here's the irony. Right. So, Vegas went to a shootout with Chicago. And what was quite interesting, because there's a little bit of debate on who actually gets the honour of officially eliminating Vegas. I've seen a lot of people on the YouTube cards of the highlights video saying it was Chicago. But I actually think it's Dallas. And I'm not saying that because I'm related to a Dallas supporter. I'm not saying because of that. I actually do think it's Dallas. Because time ran out in regulation in Texas, whilst the shootout in Illinois was still going on. So, technically, whilst you were still basically going back and forth on shot attempts, it was already done. You were out. You were already out. And it just needs for you to get a goal in the back of the net to officially confirm it. And it would be Chicago. So yeah, so we can spend the whole summer debating who got the honour to officiate at Vegas. I say it's Dallas, but I can see why some people say it's Chicago. But we can have that debate over the summer. There we go. So yeah. So but it's okay, Chance, because you got your horses, isn't it? Chance to root for. Oh wait, hang on. No. Wait a minute. You didn't even make it past the first round! Oh, come in, Doggy! They didn't make it past the first round! Oh, and your debut year as well! Because remember, last year doesn't count. No, last year does not count. Because last year, our division did a playoff tournament to whoever it was champion, so that technically does not count. So, oh, and come here, Sharky, right? Right, come here for a second. You know how they were supposed to move to their new arena next year, right? Well, they moved in earlier. Yeah! They moved in, beginning of April, they moved into it. It was already ready to build. Moved into it. So they thought, oh, we'll get a couple of games in our new building. It'll be ready for the playoffs. Yeah, because next year in the Eichel, we're expected to have 3 new venues. Henderson's, Alcuda, and Coachella. However, Henderson's was already built, and they moved straight into it to close out the final month of the regular season. And they didn't play in it at all for the whole playoffs! Because for the first round matchups, the highest seed got home ice advantage. So a bit like how our playoff division playoff ran last year. Yeah. So that meant Colorado was the highest seed, got to host both games. They didn't get to go in at all. Bye bye horsies! Go on, get back on, go on, go up! Go up, Sharky, that's it! Pretend you're watching ITV Racing, go on! Oh, we're rubbing salt into the wound, we really are. But it's not, that's not the idea, but hey. Oh dear. But yeah, so, who would have thought it? Your idols throw the first stone. What? Well, we are. We kind of are their idols. Because they like to mimic all these different things from us, don't they? Yeah, because they like to, because they like, you know, because they think they've got a good jersey. Nope. They stole our entrance. Stole our entrance. Stole our entrance. We do it better. And a Twitter poll also confirms that we do the better entrance. So we've got proof to back that up. Plus ours is more sturdier. His is a cardboard cutout, which will probably fall to pieces in 2027. 2032, the max. And I like to also think they've got the better mascot. I know! How very dare they! How very dare they! Nobody... You got... well, I have a bash. Nobody can top SJ Sharky. Exactly. Nobody can top SJ Sharky. Yeah. So they basically like to look up to us as their idols. No. Oh, also, Sharky, you and Chance now have got another thing in common. Yeah. Because as we all know this year, Vegas hosted the All-Star Weekend. Not that we knew, because obviously we boycotted it. Not because it was in Vegas, but because I was on Olympic break. Alright? Okay? Even if Florida still got to host it, which we know they'll be doing next year, but even if Florida had got it, given it this year, I still would have boycotted it, because you chose to schedule it on the opening weekend of the Olympics. So, no. But obviously, Chance led Team West to victory in the Mascot Showdown, and therefore won most valuable mascot. Yeah, you did it first. I know you're trying to tell me you did it first. Yes, I know you did it first. You got it first. I'm wearing the jersey to prove to like it. Oh, lovely, isn't it? Lovely jersey, lovely. See, Chance. Look, have a look, Chance. This is how you do an all-star jersey. Look, Chance. Chance, look. Sharky getting to look. Look. This is how you do it. There we go. Look. This is how you do an all-star jersey. Eh? So if you ever get to do the all-star weekend again, this is how you do it. And look, it's recyclable materials as well. Environmental friendly. Look, see, this is how you do it. This is how you do an all-star jersey. Alright? Off you go. So that does mean these two have got something in common. They both have got most valuable mascot in the All-Star weekend. Although it's not really much to be rated to achievement, because it just keeps going to the home team's mascot. But again, the home team has basically won it the last 7 editions now. So, no pressure to Stanley for next year in FLA Arena. No pressure, Stanley, but, okay. But, yeah. I was kind of focused on thinking, well, cause I did say, cause afterwards, I was like, oh, that's the only thing Vegas wins this year. And it is! Right, let's finish this off by looking ahead to the future. What do we think we could see happen to the Vegas Golden Knights now that they have officially been eliminated from the postseason for the first time ever? Well, it's going to be a very interesting off-season if you support BGK. Because you're automatically going to expect changes to get made. And I think the first of these is Pete DeBoer gets fired. I can't see him keeping his job after this. I can't see it happening. Because he now gets the honour to be the first person to coach the Vegas to no playoffs. That's his main list of achievements of being the bridesmaid. Never the bride, as we know, Sharky. All too well. I know. We will get there. And hopefully before he does. Yeah. So, no. And given how, the owners who run the franchise, they're quite ruthless, quite tyrannical. They expect big things from the club. I can't see Peter Moore stay. I think he will go. He will probably go. Who could replace him? Don't answer that question. I only will go there. I think he'll go. I think another thing that needs to happen is Vegas needs to free up the cap space. Okay? Because cap space issues have been a thing for Vegas ever since pretty much day one. Because nobody expected them to do well. We all expected them to have a typical expansion franchise season in 17-18, and they didn't. Okay? So, and that meant that they couldn't do what the Kraken were able to do this year, and that is use their assets they got in the expansion draft and sell them off for better things in trade deadlines or that. So actually, despite in terms of on-ice success, not having that this year, the Kraken have had a better local campaign than Vegas has had. Because they actually got to do what you couldn't do, Chance, in the expansion draft all those years ago. So they're going to need to clear that cap space. The question is, who is going to be the casualty that pays the price? Well, let's actually have a look at who is contributing the most to Vegas' cap space and who could be potentially offered to the masses in order to free up the cap space. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I already gave you one suggestion. That is obviously Jack Eichel. Because I don't think he has been inked. We know he obviously got traded to Vegas, but I don't think he's been inked. So let's have a look. See who could go just to free up this cap space for the Golden Knights, because they're gonna need to free it up if they want to try and avoid that cap space. Well, and have cap space, I should say. Right, so have a look at it. Okay, so if we look at where they are at, right. Okay. You've also got to look at it and think, well, no, that might not go, but we can have a look. Right. So, ooh, I think Eichel's got to go. Eichel's got to go. Look at that, Sharky. Look at this. Jack Eichel is currently he's currently 10. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. Is this in millions? Oh yes, because there's 6 zeros. Look at this. Jack Eichel's 10 million. Yeesh. Oh my god. Well, I think we found the culprit for the biggest cap space. It's Jack Eichel. Oh my god. Well, Sabertooth, you definitely are the cat that got the cream. You are the cat that got the cream, my friend. Because that's a whopping great big price tag. Oh, it's not even pretty looking at the numbers. Ooh. And to make matters worse, Jack Eichel's got no movement clause. So, good luck trying to offload that one, Vegas. Oh. So here's the big hitter. Let's see who's next. Who's next? Well, next is... I believe it might be Pacioretty. Let's have a look. I think it is. Is it Pacioretty? I think it is. I think it is him. Yeah, it's Pacioretty. He's the next big hitter. He's currently on 7 million. And by the end of next year, he becomes a UFA. So that's one to watch. He's got a big price tag. He's got some mil. What's Petrangelo currently at? Petrangelo's on 8 million. But of course he got inked. Oh no! Sorry, the next highest hitter was actually the captain, Mark Stone, at 9.5 mil. There it's Pacioretty. So Mark Stone's on 9.5 mil. He's one that can go. Petrangelo's on 8 mil. Actually no, he's on 8,800,800. But he's been inked, so you can't get rid of him. Sheffield 5,200,000. Dadnov 5 mil. He could maybe go. Who's also a big hitter? William Carlson's not a big hitter. 5,900,000. He could probably also go. And then you gotta look at the net. Then you gotta look at the net miners. Oh, Martinez is not a big hitter. 5,250,000. Right. Let's finish up with the net miners. Well, I think you might have to get rid of Lena, but I think he's on. Is he on no move? He's got a no trade clause though, so that'll be interesting to look at. Lena is of Bays' current roster net miners. Lena is the priciest at 5 mil. Laurent Bruss so it's next with 2 mil 325, and then Thompson only 66,666 cents. That's quite cheap than what he's had the last few weeks. So yeah, so there you go. They are not pretty numbers, and oh my god. Chance, come here, right? Come here, mate. Come here. Just because you've got loads and loads of dollars to spend doesn't mean you should go and splash the cash. I mean, you know it's actually benefit to do savings. You know, maybe stock up on draft picks instead, like we do. Then that way you're not gonna get all these cap space issues, which can maybe lead you having problems when it comes to the regular season. You're not doing that? Or are you just happy to spend? You're happy to spend. Well, I'm not surprised. Seriously. Honestly. Go back up you go. Off you go. Honestly. I mean, where is Vegas getting all this money anyway? That's what I'd like to know. You're just splashing it around. Bloody hell. Honestly. My, oh my, oh my. Anyway. Oh dear. Anyway, so there we go. There we go. So, it happened. It genuinely actually happened. I mean, we knew it was going to happen one day, but it was the question of when rather than if. Because Baker's been up and down, and when they got especially when they were sort of in the mix, but oh no, here we go again. And then in the end, no, it's not happened. And we get to batty about it. Because it's bye bye Vegas, bye bye. Bye bye Vegas, we'll miss you. Oh wait, no we won't. No we won't. No we won't, that's me just being polite. Oh well. So yeah, so I think Vegas will be a team a lot of people will be keeping an eye on, not just because it's Vegas, but because they've got a big decisions to make, given they've experienced not going to the postseason for the very first time. And long may that happen again, and again, and again, and again. Is there anything else I want to cover before we go? Or have I pretty much covered it all? I think I have pretty much covered it all. Yeah, right, yeah, I've covered it all. We'll put it on your now, chance. Thank you so much for watching today's show. If you've loved it, click the like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, when you click the subscribe button, then watching our subscribe, you never miss a single when you click on the Marathon to report bits. If you have not subscribed to the Triple Podcast yet, you can do so. We are wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to find out where we are distributed, go to our sort of webpage. It's at anchor.fm/Tearport. Get that address again. Anchor.fm/Tearport. You want to get if you also want to get in touch with us and send us your suggestions for future Tearport bids, you can do so by emailing the official Tearport Podcast email, which is tearportpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, again, that is tearportpodcast@gmail.com. You can get us in touch with us and even send us your suggestions for future ideas on Tearport bids, and who knows, we could maybe make them into an actual episode. So there you go. So get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. I'll give it one time. It's tearportpodcast@gmail.com. Well, thank you to you two, and a big well done to Sharky for having to sit next to that monster for a whole show. So well done. I'm going to reward him now by taking him back to his ducky. And until next time, all that's left for me to say is, and so I will leave you now.